Hello YouTube, Matt here from the Open Source Forensic Lab, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you all about the AlmaLinux Creative Installer again, and in this case I'm going to be teaching you how to easily install DaVinci Resolve, which is a pretty pesky program to be installing onto your system. So without further ado, on our AlmaLinux system that we have here, let's get into installing this. And I'll go back to this page and take you into the start of the video. Hey everybody, before we get into the rest of the video, I'd like to show you guys my Substack page, the Forensic Operator Lab Substack, on which I have put everything that I've done about Linux and digital forensics that is mostly on this channel. And to that end, over the past few weeks and months, I've done plenty of content about Linux on here, so you can read that if you like. And I also do reviews of some things occasionally. And I also do plenty of stuff about digital forensics on here too, because that's what it mainly is about, being digital forensics. And if you enjoy that kind of content, you'd be at home on this page too. So please check that out and see what you think of it. And links will be in the description to all of this and to my most recent article whenever it's published. Now let's get back into the video. So everybody, welcome to the start of the video, and in today's video we are going to be installing the DaVinci Resolve program, and to start that, first we have to talk about the SE-Linux mode. So SE-Linux is currently put in the enforcing. So you either have permissive enforcing disabled or permissive temporary to do that for the install. And there's a whole number of things that you could do with this, but for now let's be easy and just go to the app first. So when we click on this button to install the DaVinci Resolve app, we're met with a prompt for authentication because it requires escalation for us in order to actually get it installed. So I'm going to enter my password. Okay. So my password is entered. And actually it would have given us a prompt right here in order to put our system into permissive mode. And since I already tried this, we don't have to put it into permissive mode. So what it does first is takes us off to this page, and we have to go all the way down the page to find our installers. And you do this if you're just a regular person, but if you want to buy it online and pay $2.95, be my guest and pay $2.95 for this. And it'll install a file that's worth 3.6 gigabytes, and it'll put that into our download folder. And then we actually need to open files again. And then into our download folder we go, and we see DaVinci Resolve 21 AlmaLinux.zip, and we extract that. And we should have that here now. And then we click on this run file. And it'll successfully give us this install right here. And it'll show us all of the features, so you can read those and see what you like. And I have enough memory for this, so we can do that. And there's some terms and conditions for this license. And we can show a detailed log of what's going on. We could start the install now. And so it installed it pretty darn quickly. And you can hear the fan on my computer going wild over there. And I gave it elevated permission. And so it's installing the icons now and doing its post-installation stuff. So it moved everything that it needed. And it's updating icon cache now, so we'll give it a bit of time to finish itself, and it finished itself. And so I think it's done, and we can go to DaVinci Resolve, press continue, click setup. And my system doesn't have a graphics card, but we'll see how this goes. And we're going to optimize this for 1080p HD because that's the screen that I'm working on. And that's what I would use anyways. I don't care for 4K. And we'll just continue with that. And we can start DaVinci Resolve 21. And yeah, I'll need a GPU for this. I might need a GPU for this. And let's see if DaVinci Resolve, if I can even get into DaVinci Resolve. Let me... So it keeps on quitting because I don't have a proper graphics card in this. I don't know how to tweak the settings, but okay, well anyway, my thing doesn't have a GPU, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the video now, but you saw that it works on AlmaLinux, and this is an x86 system, so it'll only work on an x86 Linux system. And if you have an AMD or, an ARM-based system or any other system with Linux on it, you're out of luck. So with that out of the way, this has been Matt talking to you about DaVinci Resolve on this type of Linux system, and I will see you in the next video. Matt out.